Folks, we're witnessing something truly extraordinary in American politics. House Speaker Mike Johnson has made headlines with a striking proposition, potentially defunding, restructuring, or even eliminating U.S. federal courts. That's right. He's floating the idea that Congress, under its constitutional authority, could dismantle entire courts. Why? Well, it all ties back to former President Donald Trump and the ongoing judicial pressure he's facing. Speaking to reporters, Johnson, a former constitutional attorney, made a point about Congress's power over the courts, stating, "We do have authority over the federal courts. We can eliminate an entire district court." Now, he later clarified that this wasn't necessarily a direct threat, but rather an illustration of the broad powers Congress holds. Still, the message was clear. Frustration among Republicans is mounting over judicial decisions that have blocked key Trump-era policies, particularly on immigration. One ruling that's drawing the most ire is from U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, who recently issued a nationwide injunction preventing the deportation of Venezuelan immigrants. Trump himself has called for Boasberg's impeachment, and now, some House Republicans are taking action by introducing videos of impeachment against him and other judges who have issued similar nationwide rulings. It's important to remember that Congress does, in fact, have the power to establish and dismantle lower federal courts. There's historical precedent for this. Back in 1913, Congress abolished the Commerce Court. But let's be real. Any attempt to actually remove an entire district court today would face massive hurdles. Not only would it require near-unanimous Republican support, but it would also have to survive the Senate, where Democratic votes would be needed. And let's be honest, that's highly unlikely. That being said, House Republicans are exploring other ways to curb judicial authority. One approach? A bill set to be voted on next week. Introduced by California Republican Darrell Issa. This legislation aims to limit district court judges from issuing nationwide injunctions, a move Johnson has called a dramatic improvement to the federal court system. Essentially, it would make it harder for judges to block policies on a national scale, something Republicans argue interferes with the balance of power. Not everyone in the GOP is fully on board with Johnson's approach. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, for instance, believes the better strategy is simply to get more Republican-appointed judges onto the bench rather than dismantling courts altogether. It's a more pragmatic take, considering the long-term consequences of an outright attack on judicial independence. At the end of the day, what we're seeing here is another chapter in the broader struggle between Trump's allies and the judicial system. With Trump facing mounting legal battles, his supporters in Congress are looking for ways to fight back. Whether through impeachment, funding cuts, or legislative reforms, the GOP is making it clear they're not backing down. The big question now: how far are they willing to go, and will their efforts actually lead to tangible changes? Or is this more political posturing? Either way, this is a story we'll be keeping a close eye on. Stay tuned, because things are only getting more intense from here. Stay subscribed for more videos.